today we are talking about the potato. Ah, the potato. What a wonderful little tuber.
I love talking about potatoes. I love eating them, I love preparing them, I love remembering them. Oh, I love potatoes.
My grandmother made really good potato pancakes, and she would always ask, do you want sour cream or applesauce? And it was always one or the other, and I said, well, why can't I have both? My recipe is simply roasted potatoes with garlic and herbs, and I would say I make them about once or twice a week. I really like them, and if you choose small potatoes that are very starchy, you get these wonderfully crisp exteriors on them, and they're just wonderful.
Ah, David, you and your little spuds. Oh, we love the little potatoes here too. Those are some of my favorite.
David, why did I know that you make amazing roasted potatoes? In fact, I wish I were there in your Paris apartment with you, eating some.
One of the things that I've learned over the years is that different kinds of potatoes have different flavors. And I tend to buy small potatoes, little ones that have little skin around them, and I cook them with the skin on.
In the last 3 years since I met my husband, who is of Irish descent, I think there were maybe 3 days that we did not have potatoes. My recipe today is for simple potato puree. In other words, mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes when they're bad are so bad because they're so good when they're right, and you expect these fantastic potatoes. You know, creamy and smooth and maybe some butter, maybe a lot of butter. But when they're bad, you know, they're watery, they're mushy, ugh, so bad, or lumpy. I hate lumpy mashed potatoes.
And I actually like lumpy mashed potatoes too, because I usually don't use my machine to mash them. I use a fork or a potato masher. It just seems to be one less thing to clean, and it's a lot easier.
You know, sometimes we'll boil them just like you had, and then other times we have the barbecue going, maybe put them off to the side and kind of smoke them a bit and cook them that way.
It's a pretty fail-safe recipe if you follow it correctly. And then every time you have perfect mashed potatoes, and everyone in your family at Thanksgiving will say, "What did you do? These are amazing potatoes."
Now for me, one of my favorite recipes to do with potatoes is potato pancakes. And my potato pancake recipe originally came from one of my grandmother's cookbooks. She marks X's in her books for her favorite recipes, and this one had 4 X's, her highest rating. Potato pancakes can go with just about anything. It can go with fish, chicken, pork chops, you know, whatever you really like. It's just this great little side.
Todd, I love potato pancakes too, but unlike you, I don't eat them as a side dish. I like them for the main course. My grandmother made really good potato pancakes, and she would always ask, do you want sour cream or applesauce? And it was always one or the other, and I said, well, why can't I have both? And everybody always thought that was strange.
Potatoes get a really bum rap, by the way. There's this notion that they're starchy and they're white and they're bad for you, but they're full of vitamins, and they're certainly very nourishing. They're filling, they are healthful, so you know, heck with it, just start eating more potatoes.
I'll show you how to make these recipes and more at goodbite.com.